Hi and welcome to Author Conversations. I'm Chris Dabbs, as usual, and today I'm joined by Becky Larson Bloom, who is a wonderful, wonderful person. We've been having a chat just before we started. It's all good fun, I've got to say. So let's get into the book. What if the person that you've been searching for isn't simply, well, the love of your life, but the version of yourself you've been waiting to become? Hang on a sec, that sounds interesting. In New Beginnings, Becky Larson Bloom explores the lives of two people brought together unexpectedly, right? Each carrying insecurities, hopes, and unanswered questions about who they really are. As their relationship sort of develops, they begin discovering strengths they never knew they possessed, reminding us that sometimes the biggest adventure isn't falling in love, it's learning to believe in yourself. Today, we'll talk about writing romance with emotional honesty, drawing from personal experience, and why it's never too late to begin a new chapter. Becky Larson Bloom, welcome to Author Conversations. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
So there we are. I can see your finger, by the way, in the
Yeah.
camera, just to let you know. There we are. So before we talk about the novel itself, I mean, what made you first decide that now was the right time to finally write New Beginnings?
Well, I've loved writing ever since I was a little girl. Um, when I was married, I had a beautiful mother-in-law who believed in everything with me. I do a lot of music, and I play the piano and I played the guitar and just about anything I can get my hands on. She believed in that, and she just told me, she's Becky, you should write a book. She probably would not she'd be happy I wrote this book, but she probably wouldn't like the genre that I chose, but, she'd still be happy that I finally did this. She's wanted me to do this for many, many years, and she's no longer with me, so
Oh, but she believed in you, as you say. I mean,
believed in me like crazy. I When I got married when I was 18 years old, so I was just a kid, and, she taught me everything, absolutely everything. Better than my mother, I hate to say, but like I said, she was a beautiful woman.
oh, well, that's lovely, isn't it? I mean, we all need someone like that to believe in us, don't we? I think
Yes, we do.
yeah. Oh, that's great. That's good. So, as far as the story is concerned, has it been, waiting to be written for years and years?
No, I think within the last maybe 5 years, 5, 6 years, that's when I finally put it all together. It started out as just a story that I had written, and a very good friend of mine, I sent him just the story, and he got back to me and he says, "Becky, you should really make a book out of this. You should send this in to somebody." So between my mother-in-law and this gentleman, who's a very good friend of mine, it kind of fell into place.
Oh, brilliant. Well, that's all right. And that makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. So did you write this? Well, obviously you did later in life, right? I
Yeah,
guess. I mean,
I
yeah.
think I think I was probably about 67, 68 when I started writing it. And I think I published it. I might have been like 70 when I published it, so or had it published. I didn't do it.
Oh, right. No, but no, brilliant. I mean, I think that's the whole point, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
sometimes we think that, if I don't write it now, I never will. I mean,
Right.
did you ever think that? Is that something that
Yes.
came up?
And then when I lost my mother-in-law, that's when I said, I really have to do this in her honor. Like I said, she probably would not have wouldn't have approved of what I wrote, but she would have been very pleased that I did finally write something and have it published.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, excellent. Well, okay. So let's talk about the book then. I mean, your novel begins with people searching for, well, I guess something more from life, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, was that always the heart of the story? I mean, or did the characters come first or the message? What
I
happened there?
think it was because, although the book is fictional, that I did put a lot of um, my own personal life in there. I didn't always have a happy life. I didn't have a happy marriage, so that's why she ended up on a beach, and because that was part of me. I needed an escape, and that was it.
Mm. Which, I mean, yeah, your author notes says that the novel contains pieces of your own dreams, you know, your
Yeah.
hopes and your regrets as well. I mean, so it really did become very personal then, I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's probably what made the words flow when I did start to write. I've never ever had a problem writing things. I mean, even when I was a kid, I had a couple of poems published that well, you look at the poems now and you go, "Oh my goodness, did I really write that?" But, you know, um, so yeah, I've always enjoyed writing and doing things like this, and I would keep journals and then just use pieces of that and stories that I would send to people, and so yeah, it just kinda went from there.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's good as well. That's lovely. See, so it's been a lifelong sort of love then, writing.
Yeah. Yes,
Mm.
and in my book, I know I believe I did say that, parts of my life where they weren't happy and I was held back from a lot of things. And that was one thing that I didn't get support on from when I was married. I didn't get support from my spouse on that. So that was something that I needed to do for myself because he didn't support me on a lot of that stuff.
Mm, mm. Well, that's good then. So you sound a little bit like your own heroine there, I think.
That
That's
I think the gal in the story probably would be who I would be if I could have changed my life, you know.
okay. Well, without giving too much away, then, who is she then? And when do we first meet her?
Meet her right away. It begins with her on the beach, deciding that she needed to do something more with her life.
And well, okay. So one of the lovely ideas, I guess, that's
Yeah.
really
And that was like parasailing and scuba diving and surfing and all that stuff. Things that she had never ever done before and always wanted to, but never had the opportunity to do it
so,
until she decided that she needed to make a change and just get on with it.
and just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't let anybody hold you back.
No, well, that's actually really good, isn't it? That I think that's a good move, and I think that more people are finding that, aren't they? Especially as you were saying, you know, if she's based kind of roughly on you, you know,
Mhm.
we all get there. I think as we become older, there are all those things that we want to have
Yeah.
done.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
And I have 2 grandchildren, and I always tell my grandchildren, "Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. Just go ahead and do it." And so you don't wanna have regrets in your life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 73 years old, and I'm outliving those regrets now. I'm doing things that I never could do before, so it's never too late.
There you go. So he's never too late. Exactly. Well, one of the lovely ideas I like that's running through the book is that love changes people, you know, which is quite interesting. And I think we kind
Yeah,
of know that, don't we? But we don't, you know, when we're younger, I think we lose touch with friends and all that sort of stuff when family starts and new friends come along, you know, I mean, childhood friends and things. Um, so, so yeah, let us know about that. I mean, you know, the characters, they grow together as well, don't they? It's not just like,
yeah, it wasn't just her that didn't know what to do. He was looking for something too, and
hmm.
they their hearts just melded together, if that's the right word, I don't know.
It sounds it to me. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, I mean, I guess that's what makes the relationship feel sort of believable, really, because neither person's perfect, right?
Exactly.
Um, which is exactly the same with my wife. Neither of us are perfect, although I do like to tell her that I am, but I don't think she really agrees with that. She doesn't, but yeah, she doesn't go with it. But anyway, sorry. At this stage, I'm supposed to say that she is right. Okay, I get it. Um, enough gags. Anyway, I mean, really, I mean, I think because neither person's perfect, you know, the flaws that you show are more important to write than the strengths. I think in order to be able to get people to sort of, you know, to understand and I guess relate to the story, right?
That's very true, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, with the new beginnings, the title, I guess does that mean what I think it means in terms of you no longer being married and moving on from there?
Right, right. I had, yeah, like I said, I didn't have a very happy marriage, and I stayed way too long in a loveless marriage, or a one-sided marriage, I guess I could say. And I always knew that when I wrote this book, when it started coming out like this, and because I did use so many of my own personal experiences, I always knew that the title was going to be New Beginnings, because that's what I'm doing now. Everything is new to me. Taking care of myself after all these years, working, supporting myself, and going on trips and doing all the stuff that I couldn't do before. So yeah, New Beginnings was, I just, like I said, I just always knew that was gonna be the name of the book, because it is, everything was new.
Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, you're in a world of utter
Mm,
everything's new, right? So modern relationships, they're complicated nowadays, right?
yeah.
Um, you know, truths in love, and I think that sometimes it's really difficult to find trust, right? I
Ye
think it's, yeah,
yes.
um,
It is very much so. That is one thing I do still have trouble with, because, once trust is broken, it's hard to share that with anybody.
yeah. Well, no, exactly. And I think that's the thing we all feel though, isn't it? I mean, it depends, of course. If you're in a relationship, as you said, which was one-sided and that sort of thing, you know, without going into your particular situation, other people also go through that, don't they?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah, and it can't be a good thing, obviously, but the trust part of it. It's funny that you said once your trust is broken, because it's me. I was just thinking about being not trusting somebody. In other
Mm,
words, I'm not going to give that person the key to my car, right? Just, but that's really simple. That's too simplistic for this.
mhm.
But you're talking about trust of your heart, aren't you? That you're not going to be hurt or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's not really good either, because you do need to show trust in some people, and that's how you build yourself back up again.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing, though, is it? At the end of the day, do they end up sharing each other's cars? Right?
Wonder. Sequel. No.
Ah, there you go. Well, that always helps then. So, I mean, your characters are always a bit concerned, right, about losing each other, or sort of like losing out, or the relationship breaking up, as we all kind of are, right? Um,
Mhm.
I mean, what do you think about that insecurity then? Do you think that every relationship has that, but and has to overcome it? Um, I think it does.
I'm Yeah, and I think they did. In the story, I think that they did, and I think they helped each other do that. So
Right, right. So, which is yeah, which is something I've got to say. Okay. Well, identity, I think, is also another character. Really, you
oh,
could
yeah,
say. Yeah.
she certainly did discover someone she didn't know she was gonna be.
No, right, exactly. So, I mean, were you thinking about more about the romance side of it, or about just becoming comfortable with ourselves more than anything else?
I think I think it both of it came together. I think the romance part of it did help her become more comfortable with her.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I mean, did any characters that you were writing? Oh, sorry, Becky. Go on.
Oh,
Say.
it's and just to grow. I mean, once you're comfortable with yourself, and comfortable sharing yourself with someone else, then you do grow.
Well, it is something, isn't it, to have a relationship like that and to be able to share everything.
That's the way everybody's relationship should be. That's the fantasy part, I guess, because not everybody can have that.
No, that is true. That is true.
Oh.
Yeah, I think when writing this book, do you think it's changed you in any way?
I think it's helped me. Yes, I think it has helped me grow. I'm not as afraid to try to do things, and get out there. And when I went and applied for that job, I that is something I never would have done before. I just decided I was going to do that. I never put myself out like that, you know. So, yeah, I think it helps.
Wow. So, I mean, is that so? Your job that you currently do, right? Is that the first job that you've had? Because
So
you were no.
I had wonderful jobs. I mean, my goodness, I was a security guard at an airport in Duluth. I was a security guard there. Even carried a weapon for a while. That was and at a pet shop. And when I did retire, the first time I worked in healthcare, and I worked with people that had Alzheimer's disease, and that was very challenging. But I really enjoyed that job. But my favorite job of all was working at the airport when I was younger, because I got to meet many celebrities.
Oh, right. So you were in the VIP part then, were you?
Yeah, got it, man. It was good.
Yeah.
And I had retired from the healthcare job, and then my grandchildren were born. So I spent the next maybe 13 years helping raise my grandchildren. When they got older and went to school, then I just sat at the house and I went, I can't sit here anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I have to have something to do. So yeah,
Well, there you go. There's a new beginning for you then, wasn't it?
eh,
After,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I just work at our local Walmart, but I work back in the receiving and claims department, and it's challenging and it's busy, and but it's a perfect fit for me right now. I don't know when I'm going to retire again, but I suppose good soon.
Ah, retire again. I mean, no, surely not, surely not, surely not. But I think that's really good as well. I mean, I've said really good a lot, I think, talking to you today. So it shows you how positive you are because you're making me feel really super positive, right? So thinking about that then, if someone was standing in a bookshop, right, or browsing online and they thought, oh, that sounds interesting, right? Or they picked up your book for the first time, what would you hope that they discovered inside it, apart from pages?
I would hope that they would discover that life is for living. I mean, don't hold anything back. Be happy, take take chances, and just put yourself out there and have fun. Don't hurt anybody, but put yourself out there and have a good time. That's what I would like them to get out of that book. And yeah, just not to let anybody tell you can't do something.
Yeah. And what would you hope that they told their friends? Because everyone likes to tell people, "Oh, I've just read this book. It's great." Blah blah blah.
That's what I would hope they would say.
Exactly that. Go out there, enjoy your life.
Yes, I have gotten positive from the people that have bought it. A lot of my friends, of course, have bought the book and they've enjoyed it. And I shocked them, I know, but they thought it was really, really good, very well written. And so, yeah, that's I would want everybody to have a positive attitude like that, or a reaction to something I wrote.
Well, see, this is good. I mean, I like the way that we've kind of skirted around the story, right? Because I don't want any spoilers. Because I think but give me a spoiler, right? Something I mean, it's not just a sort of we would call, I don't know, would you as well? Mills and Boon. Do you know what that is? That's a publisher who I think in the UK really,
Oh, okay.
yeah, publishes like romance novels, but I mean properly serious romance
Okay.
novels. I think yours is a little bit more adult than that, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what would you give us a spoiler? Where do they go? How does this happen? And can we expect more stories from these characters?
Boy, that I don't know. I mean, that's a hard one. Um, they just once they meet and she does all he was a uh uh he was a oh, what's the word? Did the flying, the parasailing, and that's how she first met him, and then he owned this shop, and he took her surfing, showed her how to surf, and do all these other things, and just how they're. I don't know if there is a spoiler. Maybe I never even gave him one.
Well, okay. Well, that's good. Well, no, that's fine. I think telling us a little bit.
I did not name them. until the very last sentence of the book.
Right.
There were no names in that book until the very last sentence. That's the spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I haven't mentioned anything like that. So yeah. Well, listen. I tell you what. I think we've run out of time. Unfortunately, we could talk for hours, right?
That
About
I was to death to do this, you know. You've really made me feel at ease.
oh, good. I'm really glad. I'm happy because that's what I want for you, and that's what I want for our listeners as well to understand that an author it can be nervous. It's not just like coming on and doing this and walking off again. This is tough stuff, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, do the first one and maybe there'll be more.
Exactly. Well, listen, Becky Larson Bloom, thank you very, very much for joining me on Author Conversations today. New Beginnings reminds us that life, well, it rarely unfolds exactly as we expect. Sometimes love arrives unexpectedly. Sometimes confidence that arrives quietly. And sometimes beginning again simply means believing that tomorrow doesn't have to look like yesterday, does it? No.
Very cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. It was great to talk to you.
Oh, great. Thank you. And you. But whether you readers come for the romance or stay for the message of hope and self-discovery, Becky Larson Bloom has written this story about embracing change and finding the courage to become the person that you're meant to be. So Becky Larson Bloom, once again, thank you very much for joining me on Author Conversations.
Thank you very much. Talk to you later.
I hope so.
Again.
Exactly. Bye.
If you enjoyed this conversation, you can watch more Author Conversations here.